I'm here in the Whole Foods parking lot where I hang out a bunch when I'm getting ready to go eat dinner, which I do basically just about every night. And I just read an article on the Websters. I wish that Al Gore had just left the Websters in the box. Just leave it in the drawing room, Al. Just bore us about some shit about how hot your relationship is with Tipper. And leave us all the fuck alone with that military technology, which in my standard routine I say is so wonderful because it brings you pictures of the apocalypse to make you suicidal, and then to cheer you up it brings you pictures of mostly sketchy, often underage porn to cheer you up, which is a fucking disaster for the human race because it turns out people are evil and we didn't know it until the Websters revealed it, like a light on the stuff underneath a rock. Here's what I just read. I'm calling it the Websters. I realize that's dumb. I don't fucking care. I've now considered going from being partially and selectively Amish to completely Amish. Barack Obama, a guy I voted for twice, reluctantly the second time, in the last days of his administration, just around in the afterglow of the Democratic convention, because they all thought Hill was going to be our gal. She's a corporate whore too, by the way. He snuck in and voted for and approved called the Dark Act, something called the Dark Act. It was, in my opinion, an addition to the Monsanto Protection Act, because what this did was it overrode the laws of Alaska, Vermont, Virginia, Connecticut, and Maine, I believe, so that you cannot, in Alaska's case, label the fish GMO. You can't label the seeds GMO in 2 of those states. The act, by the admission of our own FDA, will nullify most GMO labeling. So what Barack Obama did was he proved that our democracy is dead. People spoke out. They did this in secret back rooms because now we have a fascist dictatorship where our country's run by the corporations who run our country. And that's why people get on the news and say, I believe in the greatness of our company. I mean our country. Because that's what it is now. But that's not good, because greed is not good. It produces this shit on my fucking face, Monsanto. But you'll never know if your seeds are genetically real or not, and you can't test to see if they're infiltrated. And people spoke out, and they did this in a back room. It was defeated the first time in the Senate, but here's who they got to sign on. Are you ready? Not just several liberal senators and Democrats who I knew their names, right? Not just that. I'm here at Whole Foods, which is the future of our food system, because soon there will be one corporation in America, and you will work for it, and you will pay it rent, and you will pay it food money, and they'll just move your paycheck to another column. And so what's going to happen is that the Organic Trade Association, which is owned by large corporations like one of them was Smucker's, doesn't give a shit about GMOs and voted for this. They pushed for this. So what we have is a whole corrupt society which is no longer democratic, because like I've said in the past, if you go too far into laissez-faire capitalism or too far into socialism, what you get is a fascist dictatorship of corruption, because human beings are corrupt. They are sinners. They love to make money at the expense of other losers who are sick and suffering, and they don't give a shit about the future of the planet. They think they're gods unto themselves. They don't know that GMOs are bad for you, and that reduces this crap that's sweeping into my body if you get it injected in your body through an insect vector-borne illness. Cheer, we still going, because I'm rocking and rolling, baby. And so now we have like an EPA that doesn't believe in head who doesn't believe in climate change, and we have people going to release more radiation into the environment, and we have all kinds of shit that says that we think we are gods unto ourselves. We don't believe in democracy, and that's really fucking scary for everybody, not just me and Joni fucking Mitchell. You see this thing in my ear? That's an encysted, necrotized piece of flesh. It took my Berkeley non-English degree and 5 years of studying the English language there and at UC Davis a while to put the 2 sets of words together. Because necrotized means I'm a fucking zombie, which is what I motherfucking am. I am one of the few known people to survive zombieism. People are walking by and snickering. Fuck you all, it's fucking real. It's called Morgellons. It necrotizes your body. And you get shit burrowing into you, and me and Joni Mitchell have it, but I cured it because I'm smart enough to listen to God. I'm griping at Jesus, but Jesus told me to not stop talking to Jay, even though he was a douche from a Christian cult I was in. These people, by the way, the prosperity gospel, they're who helped get Trump elected. Let's not go there. Anyways, I listened to him. Jay told me what this was. He told me what to do, and I, in my intuition and being a doctor's kid, picked the right set of cures. So even though I'm not a doctor, I play one on TV, the TV being the reality show called my life. And my dad, God bless him, was an excellent cardiologist and a capitalist to his dying day, and thought socialized medicine was a bad idea, and he was wrong. But that said, he was a good doctor, and he told me some shit, and one of the things he said was, Occam's razor says, I believe this was him who told me this, that when you have thrown out all of the least likely explanations. The thing that remains is the explanation, which is that I am suffering from a necrotizing illness of a parasitic fungus that, instead of doing what it does to cordyceps and that ant, actually leaves me alive so it can keep being born of my body at each cuticle, spraying and crawling to the next cuticle and then burrowing in. And I've had shit dying in my ass, and I've lost 10 pounds because I had a day of dry haves and rippling as the shit got dumped into my body. When I don't smoke weed, I have a horrible day. And so this thing's real, you'll never know about it. And a constitutional scholar named Barack Obama, who wiped his ass with the fucking Constitution while president, in many ways, not just by not letting you know about GMOs and shielding Monsanto from owning all the foods of stocks of the world. They're going to be bought by Bayer now, which is a German corporation, because it's all multinationals and we don't have a country, because we don't have a world, because they own us, all of us. So like other stuff, like, you know, killing a 16-year-old American kid by drone, even though he did nothing, and his administration said when asked about it, well, he should have gotten a better father, like it was his choice. Stuff like that. So yeah, he wiped his ass with the Constitution, and unless people like me speak out and do something, which what can we do? Not much. They own us, they will own us. They are farming us. And you ready for my crazy theory about Morgellons? It's the way that the aliens that want to take us over and make us into their drones will make us into their drones, because it necrotizes your body, and you could build things in here with the crystals and the crazy shit that it grows in you that are made of chitin and possibly even silicon. Like, there were crystals. People have crazy shit in their body, okay? I found it. It sounds insane, but it was real, okay? Well, guess what though? It assaults your neurobiology. It makes those ants go down to a lower portion of the canopy and freeze on a branch and die. They have examples of this 48 million years ago. So man is so grandiose that he thinks that something that's scientifically proven as assaulting certain creatures' biology and neurology isn't going to assault yours and necrotize you, even while it's bleeding out of my body and you're not listening, that I killed it with a chitin inhibitor and diflucan, which means that it is a parasitic fungus. It's the only thing it could be. So that's what it is. That's what it does. And when I sat on my couch in San Luis Obispo saying to friends, I'm writing, but I'm not living, I'm dying, I'm fat, I'm on my couch, and this thing that's in me and assaulting me wants me to be here so it can feed on me, I was right. Turns out I'm a genius and field's not my own. Congratulations, John, you lived. I didn't want to, but I did. Now I have to deal with being Rip Van Job and dealing with the fact that the whole fucking world is insane, and I feel like I woke up in a goddamn Michael J. Fox movie and I can't go back to the future, and this is crazy. We live in a counterfactual society. Oh, excuse me. Post-fact society, NPR said. But the problem is, this fact that's bleeding out of me won't be known by anyone, because Monsanto and Bayer and those other corporations own and run the world, and this is the best example I've heard of them running our country, because they did this in back rooms, because they're the best consultants, because who you want to get to regulate something is the people that work in that industry. I mean, they're experts, right? Who else studied this? But nobody knows that everyone's evil. So there's that. Okay. Bye. We have to take our world back later. Again, I'm here at Whole Foods. The Organic Trade Association, owned by major corporations who don't give a fuck about organic, said, let's stop labeling all the GMO, let's not know what the seeds are, let's not test, and let's override the laws of 5 or 6 states, because that's democracy. No, that's fascism. Not good for all of us. Okay, bye.